Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Best of 3 here in Arena Underground. This week we are playing Mythic Izzet Flash in Traditional Constructed Standard. As always, just a reminder, if you enjoy the content of our channel, please make sure to click that like and subscribe button. That's a way to provide free support for free. Now let's talk about this deck. So this is a cool new take on Flash in the Izzet colors. The reason to play red is we take advantages of cards like Ionize, which is an extra counter, but also with the addition of dealing 2 damage to the opponent. We have Rouse Outburst, which is a way to also deal damage to any target while also taking a card from your deck, drawing an extra card. Another special thing is Flame Sweep. We get to have sweepers with the red color for some of the aggro decks. And then we also have the one and only Bone Crusher Giant, which we all know it's a great instant speed removal card for the early game, and then it becomes another extra 4/3 body on the battlefield. Now with the blue colors, we have our usual Flash creatures, Brightborn Cutthroat, Brazen Borrower, which is just a great tempo play. Then we have our regular counters, Negate, Quenches. We have Opt, which is again great in any blue deck. Then we have things like Lava Coil and Scorching Dragonfire, just extra ways to deal damage and removal spells as well. But the most important card, the main card that makes this deck work, is actually Gatwick the Wizened. Not only it allows you to draw extra cards, but it's also a way for you to tap all of your opponent's creatures. If you have Gatwick on the battlefield and you just play an Opt, you tap 1 creature for only 1 mana. That's a creature that doesn't get to attack, and it allows you to go to your next turn and possibly remove that creature if it's going to be a threat later on. Now, we include a Blast Zone here, which is also another removal spell per se, but it is also a land. And then we see here a little bit of a sideboard. We have extra counters with Negate, Mystical Dispute, which is great, especially against things like Simic, Flash. We have 2 more Lava Coils, especially when you're playing against green decks. They might bring Ceratops in, Shifting Ceratops, which is, uncounterable and has protection from blue. So you want to have removal for that. Lava Coil is great. We have another Flame Sweep for aggro, another Ionize, and just a couple of extra things. Scargan, Hellkite, just extra damage in the form of a hasty creature, and an extra Gatwick as well for more controlling matchups. Anyway, that's all for today. So I think this is a deck that we shall all learn to play. It's a very fun archetype, and it actually got 8 wins in the Mythic Championship in the hands of Gabriel Nassif. So yeah, that's all. I think that's all you guys need to know. Let's go to the games. Okay guys, we are playing Mythic Izzet Flash in Best of 3 Standard this week. Alright, I think this hand is fine. We have removal, we have tempo place, and a counter. So we'll keep this. Our opponent goes first. Alright, let's see what we're playing up against. Okay, some sort of Dimir deck, sure. So we don't have much to do this turn. I guess we'll play our island and tell our opponent that maybe we have a Mystical Dispute in hand. Although that is a Thought Erasure, and our Ionize is going to go away. So this is possible this is sort of mill discard deck. I've seen this before, but not quite sure. Alright, opponent threw a Noxious Grasp down because they know what they're playing against. Alright, so we'll play our mountain here. See what the opponent does this turn. It's another Thought Erasure, sure. In this case, we'll play our Bone Crusher. I think it's possible we want to be able to play this next turn. They can take one of the Borrowers or an Ionize. Probably want to take the Ionize. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we will play our Castle Ventures and our Bone Crusher here. Let's see if they have an answer for it. We could have maybe a Tyrant's Scorn. Alright, we're about to find out what our opponent is playing. And that is Rankle, sure. I can only wonder. Okay, so they are sacrificing a creature. We'll sacrifice our island. That is fine. Alright, so we can opt this turn. Okay, that resolves. I don't think Gatwick is something that we want right now. I think we want some of our counters instead. Land is also fine. Though we don't need another land, but sure. Alright, let's pass the turn. Alright, our opponent ups on their main phase, sure. Alright, we'll get another red source potentially. Alright, that is a Bone Crusher Giant. We'll pass the turn here and see what our opponent plays. Alright, they're gonna start their scrying now. We will do the same. We are looking for our counters. I think we need a Flame Sweep at this point. That is a land. We will continue to pass the turn. We can now use a Gatwick at this point. Yep. Alright, our opponent is passing the turn. We'll go ahead and scry as well. Up is probably fine. Can keep that. Alright, opponent's sabotaging. That means they're not going to scry next turn, so that's fine. We are going to opt. And that is a Gatwick. That's pretty good. So I wonder if they have... Well, this is when you cast, so it doesn't really matter if they stop it. Sure. Interesting. That is a Liliana, sure. Alright, so we'll have to see if our Brazen Borers are enough here. Seems like they have a counter in hand. Sure. Alright, so this is not precisely great, but we'll do what we can. Very interesting turn of events, but I think we shall be good after sideboarding. Alright, so our opponent's gonna sack their token with Liliana's. We're looking to maybe get a Bone Crusher out of our scries. We also get to draw an extra card. Okay, so we will keep the Ral's Outburst. Hopefully our opponent is not countering this. And they do have that, so that's sad. Well, we still have options. Liliana's gonna be at 2, so we can still maybe draw into it. So this is all counters. It's 3 Senator Sabotages, 1 Drowning Lock, 2 Thought Erasers. Okay. Yep. We can still pay for the Cavalier. Alright. We're gonna go to the next game. I think our opponent just has this locked down here. Alright, so we want our Mystical Disputes. We want our Negates. We want our Ionize. Gonna take out this Flame Sweep. Ral's Outburst is a little bit slow. We have 26 lands. We can take some of these lands out as well. Blast Zone doesn't seem necessarily great. Alright, let's go with that. So our opponent could have a transformational sideboard, but we can't really think that way. We have to deal with what we have in hand. Alright, we want to play first. I think this is pretty good. We can Temple of Epiphany into Quench and Mystical Dispute, so we are happy with this. Don't think we need another Gatwick at this point. We want more lands to be able to play our Gatwick. Yep, that's not going to happen, opponent. Good try. They might have another one in hand. That's definitely possible. Okay, sure. It's 2 counters. They can take our Mystical Dispute. See, they might have a Thought Erasure in hand. They do not. Yep, that is a Thought Erasure. We are looking for anything that's... Yep, that works. There's nothing for you to take, opponent. Sorry about that. Well, they do take... Okay, that. Could play Gatwick for 1, but we're not going to do that. See if our opponent wants to counter our Brineborn Cutthroat. They do not. Okay, we do have an Ionize now. That's pretty good. Alright, pass the turn. Alright, they are going to start scrying. One top, one bottom. Let's see if they want to counter this Brazen Borrower. We don't mind them using their mana. Okay, sure. Mystical Dispute our Borrower? No, they're not. It's another Ionize. So I believe they're looking for... Maybe they want to play Liliana with Mystical Dispute up. Not quite sure. We'll see. Okay. That is okay. Let's see what they're looking to do here. Alright, just drew a card. Pass the turn and leave our Ionize up. That's an opt. That's fine. Put a stab on their combat step here. Okay, they're trying to disfigure this. We'll let that go. Do they have another counter in hand? Okay, sure. That is fine, so that means we'll get to freely play our Gatwick next turn. You are trying to get us to discard this Gatwick, I believe. Sure. Little do they know we have another one in hand, backed up by a Mystical Dispute. So if they try to play Liliana now, well, can't really use Mystical Dispute on that. Just gonna pass the turn, okay. Very interesting. Alright, they played their own Gatwick. think they just went with the risk here, and we are going to take advantage of that risk. Yep. We're going to scry. Do not need another land. Pass the turn. We're going to aim to opt on their turn. You're not attacking with Rankle. And we would like you to play something so we can ionize it. That's game. Let's go to game 3. Now our opponent will play first, so it is a little bit annoying. But we don't have a choice. We just have to go forward and hope that we draw better than our opponents. Now these duresses and right, Quench is good, but we need an untapped source. We'll try this because we have these 2 counters in hand, so we are going to get punish next turn with Thought Erasure. We'll keep that and hope that our opponent's going to take one of our 2 counters potentially. Okay, no Thought Erasure. We'll keep the land. Very interesting. Our opponent was waiting, still waiting. Okay, sure. So they must have a Drowning Lock in hand. All right, let's see if they go for the Drowning Lock here. They did not. So one thing we might not want to see is a Kefnet come down. Kefnet is a little bit of trouble here. Alright, so we are going to play a Cutthroat. We'll see a Drowning Lock being played on the current Brainworm Cutthroat. That's a Murderer's Rider. Alright, we'll let that happen. See if our opponent wants to... Nope. Well, we can take care of the... We do need more lands. Let's hope that we draw into them. So we can try ionizing that. Alright, let's see if that works. We do have a couple of Mystical Disputes in hand, so if we take a Mystical Dispute out of our opponent's hand, that might be fine. Yep, that is okay. Let's hope we draw into a land this turn. That's not a land. Alright, we're gonna pass the turn. We are actually going to nat attack. Let's pass the turn and let our opponent do its thing. Okay, that's another land. They're passing. See if they have another Drowning Luck or another Murderous Rider. Right, they are letting that resolve. Very interesting. Alright. We have to discard here. I think we're gonna get rid of this lava coil. Okay, one top, one bottom. Sure. Alright, we didn't have... Yeah, we have 7 cards, so we didn't have to discard. So that's not bad. Alright, so we can quench, they'll pay, and then we can Mystical Dispute. Or we can Mystical Dispute. They'll pay, and then we can Mystical Dispute again. Alright. It's pretty good. We still don't get the land. Sure. Alright, so our opponent needs to deal with this Brineborg Cutthroat. Let's see how they're planning to do that. Okay, that's 4. 5, leaving 4 available. So it's another Cavalier of Gales, potentially. That is a Gatwick, so they're leaving mana to pay for it. And that's game. So they were bluffing, they didn't have anything. Good game, opponent. Alright guys, we are playing Izzet Flash in best of 3 Constructor Standard. We are going to try this hand. Do play first, so we get to play an untapped blue source. Actually, we should have played the tapped blue source, but sure. That is a Brazen Borrower, or sorry, an Arboreal Grazer. So we're dealing with the ramp here. It's not too bad, at least on the first game. If we get to draw some counters, we might be able to get them. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is that we potentially should have played a Steam Vents in case our opponent played a Teferi. Alright. Alright, we are going to pass the turn here. So they do have 5 mana available for a potential Nissa. Let's see if Nissa comes down this turn. Alright, that is a tap land, so Nissa is not coming out this turn. Okay, that is a crosses, sure. So we can potentially just kill this. Opponent's gonna take this, no reason to really block with their Boreal Grazer. Okay. So if Nissa comes down, we can try to kill it with these cards. So maybe that's a reason to just let go of these and see what comes down next. Yep, that is Nissa. Don't have an answer. We can maybe try to find an answer with an opt here. Brazen Borer, not really an answer. It's an answer for that 3/3 land. Alright, we'll keep that. So Nissa comes down. It's gonna animate a land. Sure. This is an instant, so we can do this on our opponent's turn. I don't think we can leave Nissa on the battlefield. I think we have to kill it. Do get to keep the Ionize. And we get to attack here. Sure. So somehow we are down to 13. I guess the untapped lands. So we are in a bit of a race here. Hopefully our opponent does not have another Nissa in hand. If they do, that's probably game. Yep. Going to be taking 6 here. Can send Nissa back to their hand. Alright, so we have 6 mana available. We are going to pass the turn here since we are a little bit low on life. Just see if we can stabilize at some point. If our opponent plays their other... If our opponent plays Nissa here, we might be able to stabilize. We need to counter that. Okay, Quench is not the greatest card. Alright, so let's see if they have another Agent of Treachery in hand. Okay. So our opponent can't really play Nissa next turn because... So let's say we attack now. If... Alright, I'm going to attack. Don't think we can do anything by just doing this. So it all depends on what happens next. They can animate 2 cards, right? But we can potentially kill them with Brazen Bar, so we're gonna go for that. We don't know what we have in hand. Now, if it's another Cavalier of Thorns, then we're in pretty bad shape. I mean, we'll just concede. If it's another Cavalier, we can't really do much against another Cavalier because it has reach. Alright, that is Nissa. That is fine, somewhat. So we'll let Nissa go in. Untap one of the lands. Alright, thankfully it's a Temple of... So that means they have 2 mana open. We'll play our Brainward Cutthroat. Grow our current Brainward Cutthroat. And we'll play Brazen Borrower, which grows both of our Brainward Cutthroats. Then we block one of these. We let one pass. We are at 1 life, and that's game. Now let's go to the next game. Now our opponent's gonna come prepared, potentially with the Ceratops. So we need to find ways to deal with that. I think we need Lava Coil. We need more Mystical Disputes. Negates are nice as well. Let's take out these Rouse Outbursts, which did work there against Nissa, but not ideal. And I don't think we want to wait for Gadwick to come up. Flame Sweep, it's not going to do anything against them, so we'll do that. Can go down another island, and it's 23 lands. I think that's a good number there. Do we bring in another Ionize? I think we do. Alright, let's go. So our opponent, it's on the play here, so they are going to be ramping up really quickly. We'll see if we have time to actually survive their ramp. If we can stop maybe 1 Growth Spiral and 1 Cavalier from coming down, maybe we can do this. Quench, Mystical, that seems fine. Can also Lava Coil something to stop them from ramping. Okay, let's start with this in order to be able to mystical dispute something. Alright, sure. Okay, they're just going about it the old way, and here comes the Ceratops, of course. So at least we have the lava coil for it. We're gonna up now. Okay, we'll take the ionized. That's something we can use in the next couple of turns. Alright, that's not bad either. Alright, so let's play the Fable Passage. Get another mountain. We can then lava coil. And we can leave Quench against Nissa if they try to play Nissa or Cavalier this turn. Probably shouldn't or wouldn't. It's another Ceratops, so what do? We can't Brazen Borrower because it has protection. So they had an amazing opening hand with 2 Ceratops. That's the best you can hope when playing against a Flash deck like this one. So we're gonna be taking a lot of damage here, guys. It's not good. Pretty much Ceratops will just win the game if we don't draw another lava coil soon. And that's the third one. So, yep, that's game. Alright, good game. Let's go to the next one and see if you can draw the 3 Ceratops again, opponent. So we only have Lava Coil as an answer to the Ceratops. Gatwick is not the worst, I guess. So we can someone deal with the Ceratops that way. And we are on the play, so take these out, bring the Gatwicks in. Well, this actually deals only 3 damage. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can play a Skargan Hellkite, but it's too late. Well, we are in a play, so we'll go with this. Our opponent took out the ramp and left the Ceratops in. Let's see if they decided to go back on that or not. Right, we'll definitely keep this hand for sure. We need a land. Don't think we need another land. We'll definitely draw into one the next few turns. Okay. Yep, that's fine. So we don't have anything to do on turn 2. Bone Crusher. Not necessarily something we want at this point. There's a way for us to fight the Ceratops though, so maybe we do keep it, and depending on how fast our opponent ramps, we kind of play things out. Now let's see if we can start going off here. I don't think our opponent has a lot of things to do on turn 3. We'll probably just pass, and yeah, Lifkin Druid is fine. Alright. We could have maybe killed that, but We're definitely afraid of these Ceratops coming down, so that is a Cavalier. It's a negate. We can deal with it with the 2 lava coils, but not exactly what we were hoping for. That is a quench. That is much, much better. Alright, so they could play Nissa now if they want. Okay, that is a Crassus. Sure. Alright, this is it. They're at 8, we can hit him for 7 next turn. They could still survive this, but we could also draw into an Ionize or something and maybe win the game that way. We are 20 live, so we do have options. But another Crassus is also not great. Let's see what they go with. Yep, that's another Crassus. Okay. Sure. Okay, game 3. So can we win this? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We attack. If we attack with everything, we get in for 5. Think we pass the turn here and grow our Brineborg Cutthroats. I mean, that is if they don't play another Hydra Crassus, of course. Alright guys, let's hope for the best here. This might slip out of our hands, but can just hope for the best. That's another Crassus. That is just annoying. Incredibly annoying. Alright, so that's 14. We're gonna hit them for... not enough. Let's see, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 4, that's 11. 11 plus 3, that's 14, but we don't get to hit them. So we can only hope that this comes down. We put a stop at the end of the turn. We need something to get rid of these Crassus, either another Brazen Borrower or something else. Alright, what is our opponent thinking here? They're calculating. They'll survive. Should be good. They should be good. Alright, they're discarding. That's a negate. Not what we needed. We have to attack. We don't really have much choice here. We can only hope our opponent goes for something like a Nissa or something. I don't think so. I think they're just going to play the Crassus. They have to. And then they can... play a 6's Crassus, gain 3, they'll be at 6. Yeah. Or they could play a 5 Crassus. It's probably what they want to do. Leave the Lift King Giant. Okay. Alright. So what else? I mean, if we draw into another Brazen Borrower, then we win, but we're kind of just risking this and hoping it'll turn out the way we want to. We can also hope that they play something so we can continue to grow our Brineborn Cutthroat, which is always a nice thing. Yep, this is the Crassus coming. Hopefully, let's see for how much. They have 9 mana, it could come down for 7, so 7/7. Give them a total of 4, maybe. I think if I was them, I would play like a 6/6 Crassus, I guess. That should be enough. That is Nissa, so... Yep, that was good for us. So now we'll see a 2/2 Crassus come down. No, that's game. Our opponent really punted there, but good for us. Alright, we did it. That was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.